Hi everyone, Claudia here from Lighting Clarity. I have your channel messages for the week beginning Monday, the 23rd of June. Please bear with me as I connect for you all. Thank you. Alright, I have Archangel Gabriel stepping forward. I'm just going to make this connection stronger. So Gabriel's coming in a very, very gentle way within. If you're wanting to take this in, around the solar plexus area, there's a real gentleness and a real reassurance coming in from Gabriel. And he's entering into your rooms as well, wherever it is that you're watching this. If you're wanting to feel his energy, he stands with you. He's placing a hand on the shoulder or tapping on the shoulder. You may feel a shift, you may not. But he's just letting me know that he's standing with each of you who are watching this. He says that some of you, not all of you, some of you are waiting for something. There's either an answer you're waiting on someone or something to come back with an answer. So whether this is to do with a building a new home, whether this is to do with a new contract for work, whether you're waiting on someone before you can do something, you're waiting to hear that this has been approved or that this has gone through, or you've got an answer to what it is that you can do, so then you can move forward. There's some sort of an answer you're waiting on. For those of you who fall into that boat, I'm just going to address you for a moment. So he says, for some of you, it may not be the exact answer you were hoping for or waiting for, and there may still be a bit of a waiting game to do with this situation for others of you. There'll be a final um, closure on something. So a door closes behind you when you receive this answer. It's like you're able to step into this next new chapter or get going with whatever it is you were waiting for. So Gabriel says that some of you have around you somebody that has I wouldn't know if I want to use I don't know if I want to use the word disappointed you, but quietly perhaps disappointed you. There's some sort of quiet, you're not feeling too impressed with a loved one around you. I want to use the word loved one. It could even be someone else more external than that, an acquaintance. But I'm feeling there's someone around you you're not too impressed with. So Gabriel says that there is some sort of an understanding that needs to come in for that person before they can understand what it is that you are saying or your point of view, even. He says they are sometimes pretty difficult to get through to when you're speaking. Gabriel says, trust that the point or the points that you have made are still there in the air towards them, are still there lingering in their auric fields, are still there present. Some of them have taken it into their auras, either side of them. Others of them have taken what you have said and it's gone into their root and sacral and solar plexus. Interesting. I've never seen words do that before, but he's just showing me that. He says, what you have said has been noted, and in the coming time, they will think about what was said by you regarding this, whatever this is. but they are quite determined to go their own way on certain things. So I'm just going to leave that there. So he says there are some new births around you. Some people literally around you are having children, either these are adult children or grandchildren, or yourself perhaps. There are or a close friend. There's people giving birth to babies as well. He's bringing that in. Interesting. So he says there also is an impending new chapter that has already arrived and that is already beginning to open up for you in small regards. He says these chapters are opening up in ways in which you will accept what is brought forwards, in ways in which you will accept those life changes that need to be. There's also going to be some thoughts, some changes in the way you think. A lot of you for a long time, and I say this with all due respect to each of you, have, and I'm the messenger here as well. A lot of you have thought he's showing me for a very long time in a particular way or in a particular angle, or thought this is the way it was, or I can't word it exactly. It'll be different for each of you. But with these new small cracks, if you like, within your lives that are bringing in the new ideas, the new ways of living, whatever words you want to use, that's really going to be changing some of your energy signature and going to be changing the way in which you see and feel and think. And I'm feeling a more relaxed you coming in, one that laughs a lot more, that takes things a little less seriously than what they have. But I'm also feeling that when you speak, you mean it, and that's how it is, and that's that. You draw a line in the sand as well. Now, in closing, Gabriel says there's no need to make a decision right now. There's no need to rush ahead right now. So I'll give that to you as it lands for you. So he says, follow your roads as the signs are coming in for you. Follow your intuition. Some of you, he says, have got a hunch on something. He says, follow your intuition on that hunch, or when that hunch comes in. He's making you feel that a lot of you are growing more and more in your own self-confidence with that, and that you will indeed do that. That's really good to see. I'm pleased to see that for you. He says some of you are already coming into your own. You're already starting to feel a lot better within you, and you're more hopeful for the future. And that's also coming in. I'm seeing a lot of brighter eyes, brightness behind the eyes coming in. So seeing life through better eyes, feeling better a bit about life, feeling more hopeful, feeling more, having more faith about where it is that you're headed and what is it you want for yourselves coming in, really believing in yourselves a little bit more. That's what all this falls under, that umbrella. Beautiful to see. I'm so pleased. I'm going to thank Gabriel for coming in. We'll see if there's one last word. Hang on. So Gabriel says he's here helping you build those structures. He says the words, a new firmer world. A new firmer world. And he shows me the structures on the outer edges of your aura going down your timelines. I want to go out like this. He's really helping to build those structures and make sure they're solid. So whatever you do here in the middle within your lives, you've got that solid backing, that solid grounding, so you can fall back on that as you need to. If things don't always work out in one regard, you've got that solid backing. You come back in and you go in a different direction, and you don't give up. You don't allow, you don't overreact. You don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You go, okay, you know what? But previously I would have done that. I would have overreacted. I would have thrown the baby out with the bathwater. But let's be practical. Which way am I going to head to next in order to resolve this, or what's coming in? I'm going to be practical about this. So I'm feeling that he's building those structures along your timelines around the outer edges of your aura to give you that assistance. Beautiful. I'm going to thank him for coming in. He's going to remain with each of you. It's so lovely. God, there's a real surge of inner strength coming in through the heart centers too. Place your hands on your heart centers. Close your eyes and feel Gabriel here bringing in that surge of inner strength. Absolutely stunning. All right. Well, beautiful, beautiful. I have some spots left for August for my 75-minute package. July is pretty much booked up now. I've offered some of my last appointments in early of July this morning to a client. So if there's any more, if you're wanting to grab this package, August is the next that I have available for you. Early August, mid-August, late August, as you would wish. So please send me an email. It is a wonderful opportunity for those of you who have never worked with me before to experience having a reading. If this is indeed something that you're needing, if you've got issues in your life you're needing to resolve, if you're needing some clarity, if you're needing an upliftment, if you're needing that sense of support, this is what this is for, that 45-minute reading with a 30-minute healing to bring in some instigated further growth and bring in just some healing around emotions as well. My healings are quite strong. Healing, so you always have to make sure you've had something to eat before you jump on with me, but we're always gentle as well. Everyone's going to be different with what they need for the healing. Everyone is going to be different with how we work with you, depending on what is instructed through the reading as well. So the way in which I work is with your questions for the reading. So you have to have your questions and your life issues ready to ask Spirit. We get into your energy. It takes me 15 minutes. I've already read into you before you've got on anyway. I've got my notes down. But then I get further into your energy. We get going pretty quick off the mark. And then we take your questions. Definitely to bring in that hope for the future, to bring in those steps and those processes and those tools to help you with the next step. Okay. And then perhaps with the next step. We do all of that. My readings are very grounded, they're very practical. Obviously, I do give some predictions as well for the future because everybody needs that hope and you need to know what's coming in and if there's something we can do to change that timeline. And generally, when someone sits with me, you are automatically put onto a higher timeline because, and I can see whether or not that timeline's coming and that's higher by looking down into the future as I'm sitting there doing a reading for you, whether or not you're listening to Spirit that day with what's being brought through. And when I can feel you're listening to Spirit, I can see it. I can see the timeline shifting. So it comes into a higher timeline. The higher timeline brings you into alignment. So it's two things. The higher timeline activates and the healing brings you into alignment as well as the reading with that higher timeline. It's up to you. It's $250. That's actually quite good. Normally my readings for 60 minutes are $250 and my healings for 60 minutes are $250. But this one you get a combination of both for $250 rather than spending the $500 there. So, and also an energy grid is activated before the session. It's going to give you the best result for our time together. And as well, a remote healing is sent out a week before. That remote healing is very important because that assists you with taking in the 30-minute part of the session of the healing very deeply. And it brings in those paradigm shifts that assist with awakening and bringing in those paradigm shifts that you're ready for. Nothing more and nothing less. 75-minute session. I'm in Melbourne, Australia. Look at your time zones. Think about when you email me, let me know what part of the world that you're in, and then I can look up your time zone, and then I can try and give you some appointments that will correlate with both of us. All right. Many blessings, many blessings. Have a beautiful week. I'll see you all again soon. Thanks, everyone.